Today's Founders Find is extremely special. The founder we have today is celebrated for her boldness, for her best communication, and of course, the marketing genius herself, Radhika Bhuptani.
Oh my God, it's me, guys, being on the Founders Find and on the other side. Yes, guys. Oh my God.
You're gonna get roasted today. Be ready for that.
Roasted and tossed with team
Yes.
toss. So yes,
Yes.
all set.
Yes. Are you excited?
Very much.
Yeah.
I think 5 years of toss is extremely special to me. And I don't think I could have done it with anybody else but my team.
Yeah,
So
we're
yes,
very excited.
here I am with
And you know what the
guys.
fun part is? That you're gonna get asked questions by the team themselves.
Totally. So excited, and you guys haven't shown me the question.
But that's not it. So the fun part is that every time someone asks you a question, just before that, you have to introduce them in a very fun, quirky way.
Okay.
You have to market your own team.
Okay, done.
Yeah.
Super. I'll do
Let's
that.
start with me since I'm right here right now.
So Mehak is the sab theek ho jayega, the chilled dude in our company. But for me, she's also a creative genius. So here it is. You can go ahead and start the Q&A.
Wow. Okay. So Radhika, my question to you would be that I've always seen you like this energetic and the person who is always at it, and it's been 5 years to your company now, and mostly your team has been all girls, and that's also been the best part.
Mhm.
But I think working so closely with women and girls, and especially the Gen Zs of today, how do you think the working culture, or how do you think working with girls in general has evolved in these 5 years over time?
So that's an interesting question, though. But for me, of course, these 5 years has been extremely special. And I'll just do a quick run through of my journey. So I am from Ahmedabad because a lot of people ask me, where am I from? So I'm from Ahmedabad. I had, done my schooling. My college was in Bombay, and that's when I was in Bombay for 9 years, and then came back to the city. Of course, I've seen the city evolving big time from what it was, not only in terms of workforce, in terms of whether it's men, women, whoever, but the fact that the entire ball game has changed.
Yeah.
I remember when I was in Bombay, I always used to wonder that, okay, I wish someday, Ahmedabad has this brand. I remember one of my Bombay friends coming to Ahmedabad and joking around saying, hey, do you guys have Benetton? And today, cut to, you see that, bro, we have each and every brand, and, the best of malls, the best of brands opening. But the fact that I don't think I want to comment with we are we were a girls team, and we have a fabulous a guy who's also recently joined us in our team. But what I see has evolved, and what makes me happy is the creativity. You guys are well traveled, you guys are well read, you guys are well versed with things. Of course, a lot of it goes to the digital media as well. Uh, the credit goes to digital media as well. But I also feel that, you know, youngsters now like to work, they like to prove themselves a lot more, they like to put in efforts. Yes, of course, I do see a lot of them getting, they need guidance as and when, but I think that's fair. I think all of us have always required that. Just that in our when I was working as a youngster, I didn't have many people to go to, right? But I feel the culture overall in Ahmedabad, when I personally make it a point to attend a lot of gigs, right? Because I like to absorb, I like to see what's going around here. And that's evolved big time. So, and that is the sole reason I could have Open Slate in a city like Ahmedabad. Otherwise, without my team, I don't think so I could have done anything ever. So, yeah.
Great.
Super. So, are you going to ask the next question, or it's somebody else getting tossed?
Oh, yeah, there is the next person. That's Anuja.
Hello. Hi, Anuja. So, guys, this is Anuja, who heads the digital community. For me, she's my cutie beauty, and the one who always educates me a lot about what's trending, because she has all the goss of the Insta world. So, yes.
So, are you ready for my question?
Was that a good introduction?
I think it was pretty great.
Tell me.
You ready for the question?
Yes.
I personally am very excited about this question, but okay. So, as a founder, of course, you wear many hats. One day you're writing a proposal, another you're helping us deal with our anxiety, and another you're hosting a mega launch event in the city. But we want to know, what's your favorite part about being at Open Slate? Like, what's your favorite thing to do, your favorite role in the company, and why is it that you enjoy that one thing so much?
So I think my favorite part, and especially because after this is our 5th year, right, and that's when we've had our great office. Otherwise, all the previous offices have been, of course, very special to me, but we never had a dedicated good space. For me, my most special time is actually the time I spend with you guys, because that is me. What requires as a part of my work is to socialize, to be there, to get clicked, to create content. While all of that is a part of my work, it requires me to do all that. But I personally love the feeling of passing on legacy. As I think for any founder, it's extremely, couple of things are extremely important. Never to be insecure, always to be, I think, and this I'm sure you guys have, we all have faced it together. That I always tell you all that take risks irrespective of whatever happens. Just go for it. Correct. The third bit would be, uh, you know how we grow as a team. For me, if I look back now, yes, there have been ups, there have been a lot of downs, there has been happiness, there has been bitterness, because when you grow and when you are successful, and you know it's not that you can make everybody happy at every point, right? There are times when people might not agree with you or might not see you that ways. But for me, what is important and what I love the most is to actually spend time with each and every one of you.
Yeah.
Me as a founder, it's extremely important of how collectively we build a company. So yeah, that's me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anuja.
So, are you ready to know who's going to ask you the next
Yes,
question?
tell me who's next.
We have Nirja. Hi, Radhika. Nirja.
Dude, that's buddy. My dude. So, guys, that's Nirja. She's the creative graphic person at the Open Slate, and I call her our dude. Tell me, Nirja.
So, this is quite personal to me as well.
Mhm.
So, I had to ask this. So, you go to gym in the morning and play badminton. You also know that you have to read newspapers in the morning before coming to work.
Yeah.
But all I manage to do is shower and eat food for energy. So, how do you maintain a work-life balance while juggling the demands of running a successful business?
So, yeah, I think it comes with age. When I was your age, even I used to do the same thing. I like reading. I like to read. I like to be, connected to the business world as well. Of course, what we are doing is more creative, right? But I like to read that as well. But how I kind of balance it out, if that is your question, uh, might sound very typical, which you guys must have heard. But I think also Akshay Kumar sticks to this, right? Okay, sleep early, wake up early. The only reason I say, you should do that, because that you feel the day is longer and you can actually finish a lot of things, right? So irrespective, like I like to read newspapers, you might like to just play a game or do whatever that your hobby, right? Whatever you research, or but you can do that. For me, I'm extremely clear about one thing, and which I would like to tell everybody is that, irrespective of whatever field you are in, but start valuing yourself. Keep yourself first before anybody, before even your family, before your parents, anyone. But keep yourself first. Only when you start respecting yourself, you would be, more keen to grow within. But if you know yourself very well, because I always say this, that आपको खुद से ज्यादा कोई और नहीं जान सकता, right? आपके closest friends भी होंगे, सब होंगे, but you know everything about yourself, the secrets to everything, right? So just value yourself, and then everything else will fall in space.
Absolutely.
Done. Thank you.
Perfect answer.
Thank you, Nirja. Thank you so much. Who's next?
Next, we have your favorite Rashmi.
Yes, 5 years, right? One of the oldest team members of TOS, and now today you will get tossed, right?
Yes.
So I don't think Rashmi needs any introduction, but the entire, I think, Asma, Rashmi, we built TOS with a lot of passion, and I think from our 100 square feet, 200 square feet space to where we are today, a lot of credit goes to these guys. So yeah.
Of course, there's a question that I have to ask, and I have my take to it, but of course, your answer. If you were to go back in time and start the Open Slate all over again, what two things would you do differently? Is there anything?
Wow. Differently, I think I would not do events in Ahmedabad. I would have from day one just, kind of, which we always talk, right? We would have done events in all the other cities or countries, maybe. But that's our next plan. Hopefully, we do that. So that is one thing I would have definitely, because again, I feel because of our temperatures and not only the dry state factor, but uh, the weather doesn't support a lot of events that we wish to do. So hopefully, maybe next year we can change that as well in terms of where we do our events. And the second bit would be maybe just get more boys in our team. So yeah,
I think everybody here will agree with that.
so yeah, that's what I would change.
And if I may add to this, what are the two things you wouldn't have done differently?
I wouldn't select any other team apart from what I have right now. Like right now, what I have is my dream team. Yes, I do have my ups and downs with my team as well, but that I think is a very integral part, right? But also my office culture. I'm very, very, very clear on the culture that we've built at Open Slate. We have a very non-political culture, irrespective of, again, as I said, it's not necessary everybody agrees to it, but the team members and I know how clear we are about the culture we have. I always expect transparency. I always, because we are in the field of communication, I always expect people to communicate well. And I feel any organization, irrespective of how big or small you are, if you communicate well and if you are confident about what you want as an individual, the office culture can be fantastic. And I think I take major pride in the culture we've built at Open Slate. So yeah.
Glad. You want to know who's coming in next?
That's it. Who's next?
Guess who? Sunaina.
Hello, Sunny and Sonu. What's up, guys? That is Sunaina. Sunaina ko jab, when we are at events together, people actually ask me that, is she, legally allowed to work at TOS? I'm like, guys, yes, she's an legal age. So yes, Sunaina, boliye.
I get that a lot, but it's okay. Yeah. So mentorship has been, mentorship can be essential for entrepreneurs, and you are mentoring all of us day in, day out with a lot of love and sometimes with a lot of tough love.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay.
So I have been wanting to ask this since long. Have you had any mentors or role models who have influenced your journey with Open Slate?
Yes, I have. So, my mentorship has always happened in phases. When, of course, for every child, it's their mother. But my mother, of course, being a single mom, I remember that when I was 17, and that's when I decided to go to Bombay. And my decision was because, I had my granddad and everybody here. So I thought I can go there. But the moment, like just 2 months away, and my granddad passed away. So that meant my mother would be all alone. And of course, we were having a lot of issues that point of time. But I think, I don't know, somehow what happened to her, but she's always a very strong person, right? But more than strong, it was her belief in me. Because, I'm talking of 20 years back, going to Bombay. People were like, hey, why are you even sending her there? Kya zarurat hai? You'll be all alone, right? But I think somewhere she said that no, it's her life, and she has the right to kind of, if she's decided that. I think that's when I picked up strength from. That's the only connect I have with my mother, strength and her energy. Because if you guys think I have the energy, she is 100x of me.
We've met.
Even so you know that, right? Like Navratri, I'm calling her, bro, where are you? She's the one socializing, I am at home. But that was one part which I learned when I was growing up. And the second bit, I would give it out and out to two people in my life. One was when I was with the Tatas. That was my first job. And my immediate manager, the way she kind of trained me, Kripa and Shalmili, they kind of, groomed me into because I feel all of us should have some exposure with the corporate world, because that's where you get groomed. And when the practical bit of life and what I am at Open Slate today is Riddhi, who was my ex-boss, Riddhi Walia. And I think I would give most of the credit to her because I remember when I joined her, it was only me and her, and she would kind of, train me one-on-one with things. She trusted me completely. I think that's when, I learned the fact that as a founder, you never have to be insecure. You have to let go of things. You have to let people do things. You own the organization, but you can't own what people do because otherwise there'll be no creativity. How do you make the other person grow, right? And that's the chance Riddhi gave me. And I think that gave me the confidence because she taught me a lot of structures in life, right? Structures doesn't mean being non-creative and having that typical 9 to 6 structure in at work, but clarity. Because I remember when I would write emails to her, she would be like, you should read your email thrice. And that's what I always tell you guys as well, right? Read what you've written. If you don't read what you write, how are you in the communication field, right? And she would be like, hear what you talk, because that's also important. And I think that's the bond I wish I have with my team, which I already do. But yeah, but these are my mentors who I have had. So my mother, my Tata Sky people, and Riddhi. So yeah.
Great.
Thank you.
So yeah, next question is going to be by Haley.
So guys, that's Haley. Haley, say hi to me. So I remember when I first time met Haley, it was at our old office, and I just I found her so cute and so bubbly in general. I was like, she's such a sweet soul. So irrespective, I didn't even see her resume. I was like, no, Haley has to be a part of our team. I love her energy. So yeah, that's Haley, guys.
So I'd like to shift the focus a little bit and talk more about TOS and how you see it. So it's very insightful and like a theoretical question I want to ask. Being as far as the marketing, being as far as the marketing agency, how do you see marketing evolving, and how do you position TOS to adopt to those changes?
What intellectual question, eh? Right. So see, when I started TOS, I started it with a reason because I realized that in Gujarat, marketing was very structured, and in fact there was barely any marketing that existed, right? All your just the top 10 companies, your Amul and Rasna back then, used to do the marketing, this thing. Smaller companies never did any marketing. Cut to when I studied mass media and advertising, and I had enough experience in events in Bombay. What I also realized was there was no format of curation. There was no concept in terms of what is a curated event. How do you design an event, right? Event was what कि decor कर लो, और decor भी वो typical हो जाता है, जो शादी ब्याह में देखते हैं हम लोग. But nobody made an effort to understand the brand. Nobody made an effort to communicating the story of the brand, right? Till date, I see that missing. But I think where it will evolve a lot now is I've seen 3 aspects, right? Content is where it's evolving big time because the entire ball game has become about content. So even events are designed so that you can create content out of it. So I think the content ball game is very important when you say that what is evolving. So I think this is one thing that I would see to it, because now most of the events that we are designing more of consumer experiences. I get a lot of queries day in and day out to host events, to do it. But when a brand doesn't believe in investing in consumer experiences, irrespective of how big the brand is, it will not be a successful event. So it's important to even value your guest time and create that loyalty when they come to your outlet. So that is the second bit. And the third bit is, I think, market research. I feel at this point of time, brands are not investing a lot in market research. You only see the top few brands investing in market research because the entire theory of how do you design your graphics, how do you design your event, how do you have your consumer experience is based on market research.
That was really insightful.
Thanks,
We're
Bailey.
very excited to know who's going to ask you the next question.
Of course, I
The
am.
only boy in our house. That was really insightful.
Thanks,
We're
Bailey.
very excited to know who's going to ask you the next question.
Of course, I
The
am.
only boy in our house.
but ये नमस्ते ये नमस्ते करता है, but बिल्कुल ऐसा नहीं है, guys. So Mirang is our creative director and the only boy at TOS at this point of time, but he's the most dedicated guy. So yes, Mirang, tell me more. You have to give me a chocolate, huh? मैं आकी दूँ camera में એટલે.
People don't often talk about the mistakes, and as a founder, even less. But everyone knows that everyone makes some mistake.
Yeah.
So what's that one mistake you made as a founder, and what valuable lesson did you take from it?
I think if I look back now, and this is me talking 20 years pehla, right? Today, Ahmedabad is extremely, we have a lot of exposure to education, to courses. Back then, like today, I'm 36, and back then, when I was in college 17 years back, in the creative field, itlo natu. We didn't have that many options, and advertising was the least respected or talked about field, right? So if I look back, the only mistake I feel I did is I think I would have wanted to study a little more. I've done my double masters, in fact, so I've studied a lot, but I just feel study a little bit more internationally. Now, if somebody asks me this question in terms of if I would want to go abroad, no. This is the worst time to go abroad because you have the best of education in India, and in fact, Ahmedabad also. But back then, I felt that, because whenever I research a lot, right? So when I research also, I see that the way people perceive marketing and advertising abroad, we are still far behind, right? So maybe if I would get to interact with more founders, maybe if I would get to, meet more people in a similar field, because I still feel the gap here. Thank you. Who's next?
Question is brought to you by Kruti Acharya.
Yes, Miss. Hi, what's up? So, guys, that's Kruti. She also manages a lot of brands at TOS, and Kruti has actually recently joined the organization, but it feels that we know her forever. And I remember the first day we had an interview with Kruti. I'm like, bro, this girl is super focused. So, yeah, so that's what I actually gauged about you.
Oh,
but
that's
yes, Kruti,
actually a very nice introduction. Thank you so much, Radhika.
tell me.
Yes, my question to you is, with your experience in both corporate and entrepreneurial environments, what advice would you give to aspiring entrepreneurs looking to start their own businesses? Is there a piece of advice that you wish someone had given you when you started your own journey?
Actually, the best part about me is I never follow any advice. So that's the one bit I think that has helped me a lot. But of course, I wouldn't say I would advise somebody, but yes, I can share 3 quick things about what an entrepreneur would face, or they should be ready for. One is, if you're an entrepreneur, you need to be extremely, extremely, extremely patient. What I see now is patience is missing. Everybody is building their brands just to quickly sell it and be in that billionaires club, right? Where is the passion? I don't see the passion anymore, right? I would say never be insecure as an entrepreneur, because only if you are not insecure, that's when you'll be able to grow. And the third bit is, as I said, just believe in yourself. It's very important in this day and age because, we are influenced by a lot of things. We are influenced by parents, our friends, social media, a lot of content that we consume. But as I was telling Mirja, right, that you know yourself the best. And irrespective, like so many times I meet a lot of my friends who've earned or done things way more than I have at my age, right? But that's them. I know what I want. I know what I want to create. So आपको बहुत advices मिलेगी. आप ले लीजिए, लेनी हो तो. But the fact is, stick to what you wish to do. So yeah,
It's actually quite insightful and unconventional.
thank you so much,
Yeah.
Kruti. But who's next? I hope you're not nervous now.
No, I'm
Done. ठीक है. So next founders find you'll ask questions.
absolutely. Yes. So next up is Mehek again.
Wow, come in, Mehek.
Before we end, I think we're completing 5 years and we're all overwhelmed. We're very happy. We've grown so much. And it's always good to know where we're heading towards. And as a founder, just wanted to ask you, where do you see yourself and the company and the team in the next 5 years?
So, in the next 5 years, I see Open Slate doing a lot of fun, creative stuff. So we are, of course, known for doing a lot of launches in Ahmedabad, but now we'll be creating and designing a lot of events. So that is one thing that one must look forward to for Open Slate. And apart from that, in the next 5 years, fingers crossed. But the only reason I had kind of established Open Slate community is because at some point I wanted to create a space for all creative people together.
Right.
And it is my dream someday that I think I was sharing this with Shreya the other day, that it's my dream that we have a full TOS HQ wherein I also have one full floor dedicated to all creative minds from any field, any agency, any brand coming in and just chilling and brainstorming and doing a lot of stuff. And of course, one full floor, other floor dedicated to food, because we all are big time foodies at Open Slate. So I hope someday we are able to do that. Fingers crossed, we will. I'm very sure. But these are the two major aspects. And the last bit would be where we are headed is, of course, we are growing as a team. We will also grow as a company. And I think we will also redefine how brands look at marketing. So that is one phase where I feel that in Gujarat, we will change that perception completely.
Okay, that's a lot, and I can't wait. We're all very excited, and I think we're almost towards the end. But I think I want to take this opportunity on behalf of the entire team to say thank you for being a mentor, for always guiding us.
You're making me emotional now, but thank you. No, you're the best team. You guys are the best team I could have asked for. So yeah.
Yes. And we love you, and we want to congratulate you for TOS turning 5.
Yes, and we are celebrating TOS turning 5 in a very special way. So yes,
Yeah.
I don't think I want to reveal that. People will see it already. So yes.
Yes, but thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
being
Meg.
on the other side of the couch.
Thank you. And this was very special. So thank you for planning this, guys. Thank you so much.
So, Radhika, there have been a lot of questions for you as a founder, but I'm sure everyone wants to know the real personal you that we all already do. But I think it's time for some fun and get you actually tossed.
I am all set for that.
And
So
for
yes.
that, we have a very special person coming.
Who is it?
It's Asma.
Asma, come baby. Asma, I'm like, how many years we know each other now?
From
More than 8 years, yes. So, many of you who wouldn't know, Asma was the first person who joined me at TOS. And also, a lot of people ask me that, how did you decide the name Open Slate? And it was me and Asma, we were brainstorming. And we had shortlisted few names. It took us like 10 days to decide the name. And it was Anuj who helped us, Anuj from Button Masala who helped us, add an adjective to the name. And I was going to name it the Slate. But he helped me to, we were sitting there, we were sipping on our chais and we were like, kya naam rakhe? We wanted a nice, creative and an easy name. And that's when the Open Slate. And he said, sounds good. So yes.
So I would call this rapid fire with Rad.
Okay. Not very naughty question, na? No. Okay. That, tell me.
One word that describes your team.
Energetic.
Your favorite OTT which everyone must see.
I have so many favorites, but I think I really enjoyed the bold type. Yeah, it was nice.
So do I.
Yeah, it was pretty cute.
If not TOS, what do you think you would be doing?
Honestly, I was really passionate to become an astronaut. But then when I realized, didn't know that, yeah. But then when I realized that astronomy ke liye science lena padta hai, then I was like, bro, not my kind.
So I really want to know this. Favorite time of the day apart from work and meetings, which you do all day long?
I think mornings are my best time. My favorite time is morning because I have lot of energy.
And from my end, I really want to know this. A brand you would love to work for. It can be like,
so there's this shoe brand called United Nude who I really love because they're all about colors. They're extremely colorful. So I love that brand. And otherwise, I'm very passionate about speed. So maybe one of the F1 brands. Wow. I would love.
I'm looking forward to have somebody grand on our roster.
Absolutely. And the events are very, very grand and very nice. So yes, I hope someday that happens.
So I think I have had my share, and I would like to have Shreya on the couch now
Yes.
to question you couple of.
I'm waiting for Shreya. Yes, Shreya. Shreya is our beauty. Our Insta queen is Shreya. All the content that goes behind on my page is all thanks to Shreya, and she keeps on seeing to it that I always post on time. So yes,
Still you don't.
no, I don't. I'm a busy girl, you know. So yeah.
So here it goes. One word that describes your work style.
Creative.
I agree. And other word.
I would say chilled and creative because I like to work in a very chilled format. यार आराम से मतलब you should know what you're doing and then just be creative and create. I love, and other word would be I think a dreamer because I dream a lot in terms of my work. I dream a lot about what I will create through my work. So yeah, that's how I define it.
Nice. What's the most adventurous thing you have ever done?
I think hiked at 17,000 feet and then kind of went there on the top and then clicked the picture because I had fear of heights. So that was one of my biggest, like the craziest thing for me that I did. But 17,000 feet at Spiti was difficult. So yes, I think the craziest thing that I've done.
Wow. What's your guilty pleasures? Like, I really want to know because I have been making all your fitness reels and coordinating with your trainer. So I really want to know what is your guilty pleasures, Nick?
I have two. I love cheese fondue. So that is one bit that I can have. Guilty, right? Guilty pleasure is that. Healthy pleasure, of course, is makhanas that you guys see me eating or protein bars. But apart from that, anything and everything chocolate.
Favorite app on your phone right now?
I don't use that many apps. I think the only favorite app I have is a Digi Yatra app because then you just kind of, the check-in at the airport is much faster. Otherwise, I don't use many apps. So yeah.
Best way to celebrate a big achievement?
Best way to celebrate. So you're saying like, how would I celebrate?
Yeah.
So I'm getting people there are saying drinking, but I'll be a little sober. I think, as I said, I was just telling you guys, right? I would love to kind of imagine a nice yacht party for Team TOS. And because you guys are so energetic, so I would love to do that. And hopefully in the next 2-3 years, we are able to do that. So we party on the yacht and then we go for a F1 race together. So yes, that's that is my perfect celebration, if you ask me. So yes.
Ending the question answer round on this session, guys. Take a note.
So yes, hope that we are able to achieve that in the next 2 years, guys. Yes, manifesting it.